So I went back and listened to a few of my other podcasts, and each time I said I wasn't going to talk about COVID anymore. I made a promise that I wouldn't, but yet I keep talking about it. So I don't think it's going away anytime soon. But what I've noticed is if I kind of taken a step back after all the chaos has ended with like the election cycle and holidays and all that, is that COVID isn't going away anytime soon, but there's a big opportunity where you can actually flip the script on COVID and leverage it into your business, into some things that can actually make you really successful, get you taken seriously as a healthcare provider, and pretty much transform your business and practice. Because everywhere I look, people are dropping out like flies in the massage world and moving on because of what COVID did. But there's a big opportunity here, and you can leverage it in a different way. In this episode, I share 2 strategies that you can implement right away to really help you around the goal of transforming your practice and your business and making it something that can actually benefit you instead of hurting you. So I hope you enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution podcast. Dr. Matt Maggio here. Thanks for stopping by. As I said in the intro, I don't want to talk about COVID anymore. I've said that like 5 different times on podcasts, but then I still made podcasts about COVID. So I guess I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but I'm going to flip the script on you today and teach you 2 tactics that you can use in your massage business to actually leverage COVID to help you scale your business and make it the type of business that you want to work in, that makes you a shit ton of money and actually helps you be more successful and help more people. So sounds crazy, but it's the truth. COVID, I've already kind of given my take on COVID, everything like that. I've talked about vaccines and masks and all that. If you want to listen to that, go back and listen. But what I'm really seeing is I connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn, and I'm seeing a lot of the massage therapists and other body worker practitioners that are putting up posts that they're open for new positions, that they're going to close down their massage business, that it's just not going to work, that COVID decimated them and all that. And like, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, COVID fucked up a lot of people's businesses, and it still is, but there's still opportunity here, and there's opportunity to change. So there's 2 strategies that you can implement right away. And this was actually pretty interesting because we were doing this in our clinics for probably the last year before COVID even hit. So when COVID hit, I was like, cool, this will work out perfect for COVID. Yeah, we had a little bit of a blip there, March, April, May, but after that, like, fuck, it took off, because at the end of the day, there's still a big need for people out there that want to get solutions for their injuries and pain. And they don't have a lot of places to go because a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are closing up shop, but more and more people are working from home. They have more flexibility in their schedule. That's another thing I've seen in our clinics as well, is that we don't get people that are late or reschedules that often because shit, everyone's basically working from home. There's not as much traffic, none of that stuff. So I'm like, shit, this is really good. And people need solutions for their injuries. They need solutions for their pain. And I've been very outspoken about what I think of the rest of the medical model is. I think it's nonsense. I think chiropractic adjustments don't do anything. That's coming from someone who actually has a degree in chiropractic. I think physical therapy, exercises and stretches and all that is complete bullshit. And I think the last place you want to end up is at a surgeon's office unless you absolutely tried everything else. So it's real damn hard to be a client in this environment, especially when you're injured and in pain. You don't really know where to go. The best people in the world are able to get in there and actually treat the soft tissue. Those are soft tissue practitioners. This is why this podcast is called the Soft Tissue Revolution. You are the best in the world. I know you don't believe that, but I believe in you. And if somebody's injured, their best bet is to go to someone that can actually be a hands-on practitioner and get in there, fix the tissue, restore range of motion, restore function, keep them off the surgeon's table, and not waste time at bullshit physical therapy appointments. So there you go. I went on a little rant there, extra caffeinated today. So what are the 2 strategies? So I teach this all the time, and I've been talking about this for 2 years, and I will continue to bang my head against the wall on a drum that you can only be 2 things in the treatment world. You can be a service provider or you can be a solutions provider. Now, service providers are the people that were deemed non-essential. Yeah, if you're one of those people that got deemed non-essential, you're like, oh, this sucks, this isn't fair. Well, that's your own fault. not your own fault. That's the people that educated you, your lobbyists, all that just kind of bent over and took it from the governments and everything like this. People need injury treatment. They need care. They need it. It's very important. Fucking opioid deaths are up this year because people aren't getting treatment. Like, that sucks. That just flat out sucks. Like, more people are dying from pain pill overdoses because they're having to resort to that. But things that actually work, like massage, hands-on treatment, scar tissue treatment, therapy like that, they got limited because the people who taught you this and run the schools and run the associations, they don't have any balls. Are not balls if you're I don't even want to go down that road, but they don't have the guts to actually stand up and be like, this is important. They don't believe in it enough, but yet they're teaching that, but then they just go and that. I'm not going to go on a rant on that, but there are some things that you can do. And a big thing that I teach and I show with the people that I coach and in my clinics is we teach you how to cut your treatment times in half so you can easily double your income without working any harder. And when I say that to people, they're like, oh, that just sounds like complete just malarkey. Yeah, malarkey. That's a funny word. Just sounds like complete bullshit. I don't believe you. If you don't believe me, go back and listen. There's a 4-part series where I teach you how to double your income without working any harder. I go through the frameworks of my system that I've created called the Peak Method. I'm training practitioners all over the US in this method that are doing it. They're crushing it. They're being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, making more money than they ever have in the middle of this horrible pandemic. So what are 2 strategies that you can do right now to leverage the nonsense that is COVID? Number 1, we started doing this before COVID even started, is we offer through our advertising, through social media, mailers, anything you can think of, like any advertising, what we offer is a free injury consultation. And this has been really good. We put it out there because I can tell you that 99% of massage therapists out there aren't doing any type of consultation before a client comes in. They're operating in a scarcity mindset, the idea of like, I just need to get people in. I don't care if they're the right person or not. You got to get the right people in. So with this free injury consultation, what we do is we actually do them over Zoom, and we spend 10, 15 minutes on that. And we go through a series of questions about what's going on with their injury so we can figure out if we can help. And what this does is it pitches you as a true solutions provider, like someone that actually goes through there. Because at the end of the day, people want to go to someone that's enthusiastic as hell, sharp as a tack, and a true expert in their field. And if you can stand out from everybody else out there where they're just calling like, hey, my back hurts. They're like, yeah, come on in. Be like, hey, your back hurts. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions. Let me set up. And you can blame all this on COVID. Be like, hey, due to COVID, we want to make sure that we're going to be able to actually fix the right type of people. And we have a really high success rate. I even teach a line for all our clinics is we have a high success rate with our clients of around 95%, but that's only because we properly screen any potential clients and really only take on those that we know we truly can help. So that's why we like to do these consultations. So basically what we do is we set them up with a Zoom consultation. Zoom is free. You can download Zoom for free. Everybody has it. People know what it is. And if you want to grab this, I have some free training where I actually go through and tell you the 7 questions to ask when you do these Zoom consultations, and then also give an idea of like what's going on so you can start to figure out what's going on with your client. So when you do that, that already puts you a leg ahead of everybody else because nobody else out there is taking the time to slow down and do this. And what it does is it allows you to properly screen some clients too. This is great for ladies out there. Say you got these fucking creeps that come in and want a hand job. They're not going to want to do that. They're not going to want to go through an injury consultation, but it also helps you get a better idea of what's going on, what that client's all about. And they can see you, you can feel them, you can see what's really going on and see if they're going to be a good fit. And the best part is we actually get you to learn to get them to pay for that treatment before they ever come in. So you're not sitting there like, oh, I hope this person shows up. They're going to show up. You're going to take their card and their money right over the phone, right over Zoom and get them booked. So you know for sure that they're coming in. You know that people are serious because the worst is when you book somebody and you think they're going to come in and they don't show up. It's like, fuck, that sucks. Because not only did you lose the money from that, but you lose that hour you could have booked. This will help you get on a different level. And if you need help with that training, how to sell it correctly, that's what we coach as well in the Peak Method. Number 2, what I'm seeing is there's a big shift. There's the people that are like not busy at all, but then there's the people that are like overly busy. They're like, shit, I am booked up. I'm seeing 6-7 massages a day. I just can't keep up with this demand, and I'm booking too far out. Like, what do? I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity to cut your treatment times down in half. Become more of that specialist that I talked about that fixes just neck or just shoulder or just low back or just hip. And COVID is perfect for that, because then you can use COVID to your advantage. First off, it's like we do these consultations to make sure, you're safe before you come in, like, protocols and all that stuff, whatever. Like, you can tell by my demeanor in my voice that I think that COVID's been way overblown for many reasons, but whatever. It'll help those people feel better. And you can get an idea of what they are and get to know them and really see what you can do to help. But then once you establish what's going on, you do a full consultation, then you have them come in and do an evaluation. I can teach you how to get your treatment times down to 20, 30 minutes and still charge what you charged before. This is how you're able to actually double your income without working any harder, but use COVID as your leverage. Be like, hey, due to COVID, we actually went down to a shorter, more functional based injury treatment type of process. And people were like, oh, cool. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And when you can actually figure out what's wrong with your client, explain it thoroughly. Let me get a sip of water here. Explain it very thoroughly in an expert way. You'll be able to charge whatever the hell you want to charge. Because at the end of the day, people want to get out of pain. They want a solution for their injury. And you can sit there and keep telling yourself, well, people need to relax and they need to just unwind. Then be that person. But you can't be both. You can't be the relaxation, take it easy person, and also I'm going to fix injuries. Like, I'm here and I'm there. Pick one and do it. And if you're a relaxation, service-based type of person, you're not going to want to listen to this podcast, because you're going to actually have to put work in to learn how to do the other thing. But the upside is so much better. So imagine this. So say at your max, you could see 6 clients a day and you're smoked. I mean, by the time you check them out, change your linens, get the table ready, do all the bullshit COVID cleanup stuff, I mean, you're pretty smoked. And let's say you're really good. You're really, really, really good. And you can charge $100 a session. That's great. So you made $600 that day. That's good. But that's a hard $600. Imagine this. What if you learned a system where actually a functional based treatment method where you can get in there, fix the problem, fix it efficiently in 15 to 20 minutes, charge $50, $60 a session, and now you can see 3 an hour, but not in that crazy like traditional massage way. It's a new way. It's a new way that I've invented to kind of transform this, but COVID made it perfect. COVID is ready for this type of treatment. It's more efficient, it's longer lasting, it focuses on fixing their pain, and it's quicker. And people want to pay for that. People want to pay for a solution for their injury. So leverage COVID. Like, fuck COVID. In the end of the day, fuck COVID. It's destroyed everything. But with great change, there's always great opportunity. And looking at this being like, hey, I am working too hard. Hey, people aren't taking me serious as a healthcare provider. Hey, I don't know what's really going on. I want to fix problems. And I want to make more money. It's okay to say you want to make more money. And you don't want to beat up your body either. Look at me. This week I fucked my back up just in general because I spent all those years working way too hard. And I'm stepping away from all that. But like, it sucks. It sucks beating your body up for not a whole lot of money and a lot of stress. So if you're going to get beat up, you might as well get paid accordingly. But while you're doing it, get taken serious as a healthcare provider and start fixing people. So that's all I got for today. I got a little ranty today, but nothing too crazy. I have all that free training in the show notes. Go in and get it. There's no strings attached. I'm not selling you anything. I just genuinely want to help you get through this so we can get soft tissue care to more people. So this opioid epidemic doesn't have to keep going. People can get better. They can get fixed, and they don't waste time at bullshit chiropractic, physical therapy, and orthopedic surgeons that just make it worse. Appreciate you guys listening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening to the show. If you're a massage therapist and you want to learn more about our new methods that allow you to easily double your income without working any harder or getting burnout, we have some free resources for you. 1, join our Facebook group, The Soft Tissue Revolution. 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel. 3, request our free training series. 4, leave us a 5-star review and share this podcast with anyone else you know it can help. Links to all our channels and free training are in the show notes.